It should be fine now.
Yes,
Is
Prabhu.
it? Huh? You're seeing the slide. Below that, you may see all your faces. That's fine. But are you able to see the slide now?
Yes, Prabhu. The first slide.
Okay, it's fine. Welcome, Aditi. Is it fine? You're seeing the slide now. Krishna's lotus feet.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Okay, chalo. So that's the first thing Prabhupada comes to is that sages of Naimisharanya and headed by Shaunaka. They are offering prayers to Suta Goswami, and they're very happy because Suta Goswami in the last verse of the previous chapter, the third chapter, said, as I've heard from my Guru and to the degree I've realized I'm going to speak. So he was so happy to hear this, and Prabhupada will comment on that. Prabhupada said, personal elevation doesn't mean one should out of vanity attempt to show one's own learning by trying to surpass the previous acharya. He must have full confidence in the previous acharya. At the same time, he must realize the subject matter so nicely that he present the matter for a particular circumstance in a suitable manner. Okay? The Prabhupada said, as he had heard from Shukadeva Goswami and also realized personally. It's very important. Anything we spiritual life means what you have heard and realized we speak. The original purpose of the text must be maintained. No obscure meaning should be screwed out of it. This is how we present. We should present in an interesting manner for the understanding of the audience. Okay. Low and learned man will be willing to hear a person who does not represent the original Acharya. The speaker and the audience were bonnet in the meeting where Bhagavatam was being recited for the second time. Okay. Here is Shukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, and Shaunaka Rishi is one of them who is hearing, and now Shaunaka Rishi is going to repeat the same. So just imagine how powerful people they were. They could hear for 7 days the discussion and they repeat it from other place. Can you just imagine how powerful a person has to be to do that? We hear Vedic time Brahmana the powerful. I think did I tell you about that? There was so much called Shruti Dharas. Prabhupada talks about how the Britishers used to use the Brahmanas for judgment. I recently pointed this out. And there was one example, Prabhupada says the two Englishmen are fighting and they were taking bath and one person started abusing the other person. So he went to court and he told the magistrate, this person has been abusing me. And he said, what is the witness? The judge asked for the witness. No one Brahmana was chanting his Gayatri in the same river. He said, call him. So they call him, and the Brahmana does not English at all. Correct? At those moments, they were not knowing. So he just repeats what he heard, some sound. Hey, you're an idiot. What do you think of yourself? He just repeated the whole song. How powerful he must be to do that. Correct? And this is maybe 150, 200 years ago. Imagine 5,000 years ago, how pure they were and how powerful. They could just hear and remember. There was no need of taking notes. Nobody was taking notes at those days, Suppose you have a PhD, your whole medical course, and no notes, and then 5 years later they say give the exam, you remember every word. Imagine how powerful these people were. They never needed, and they were like a waste of time to write. When I remember, no, why are you telling me to write now? Even Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita doesn't say, Krishna, please let me take notes. No, he remembers. So he says out of ecstasy, Suta, Suta, Mahabhava. He's so happy. And that should be naturally, just the same way we also should be able to offer gratitude to Prabhupada with all genuine appreciation and respect. Suta, Suta, Mahabhava. Oh, Suta Goswami, you are the most fortunate and respected of all those who can speak and recite. Please relate the pious message of Srimad Bhagavatam, which was spoken by great and powerful sage Shukadeva Goswami. So here Prabhupada says wonderful point. They were so eager to hear the Bhagavatam by Shukadeva Goswami, originally spoken by Shukadeva. They were not interested in hearing from a bogus person to interpret in his own way to suit his purpose. So generally the so-called Bhagavad reciters, or rather professional leaders, so-called learned impersonalists, again, are like that, who cannot enter the transcendental personal activity to the Lord. And generally the impersonalists, they twist some meaning to suit their views. How the professional reciters, they go to the Dasham Skanda. Actually, the Bhagavad Sapta was thoroughly condemned by Srila. Condemned. I don't understand why people do it. thoroughly condemn again and again, again and again. And it's all entertaining the public with some sweet story. This is not what we are supposed to do. Prabhupada never did it. Even in India, we are supposed to give to public first the holy name, and as they understand the holy name, the glories of the holy name, then we reveal to them something more. Message will go to him. Signal. Okay, text 3 and 4. In what period and what place was this begun and why was this taken up? From where did Krishna Vyasa, the great sage, get the inspiration to compile this literature? Third. 4. Vyasa, now they are saying why when this Bhagavatam spoke, and now their context changes to Shukadev Goswami. Okay, from Suta Goswami. But if you balance, Rekha Mataji, which shloka you wanted to present? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I can't see any.
Huh?
I can't see any slide.
Oh,
I can't see any slide.
You're not able to see any slide. In my screen only slide is coming. What are you seeing, Neeraj?
Nothing, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, on my screen it was frozen to slide number 5 of 61.
Yeah, I just came from there. Okay. Okay, now I'll add. Yeah, Vilash, invitation is already posted. I don't post again and again. You just go to the group message and click on that. I can't do that online. Okay, now we work on this. You see me now? Is it clear? Now I go to the presentation. You're seeing the presentation now? Preeti,
Yes, Prabhuji. No.
is it fine now?
Yes, Prabhu. Slide number
3 and 4. Okay,
8
you
of
read.
61.
Yeah, you read. So I know what is coming. Preeti, you read.
Kasmin Yuge,
Huh? No, you read the translation.
in what period and at what place was this first begun? And why was this taken up? From where did Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, the great sage, get the inspiration to compile this literature? His Vyasdev's son was a great devotee, an equibalanced monist, whose mind was always concentrated in monism. He was transcendental to mundane activities, but being unexposed, he appeared like an ignorant person.
So they are speaking about him now. The whole focus of the whole assembly has shifted to Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami Monis means he was in the beginning impersonalist, but his father said not in the Bhagavatam, he became an exalted devotee. Because of the certain points of proper. Rekha Mataji, can you read?
Prabhuji, I can't see anything. I think I can hear it. Please, I would not like to waste any time. I will just hear it because I can't see slides. There might be some problem with my laptop. I don't know, but I'm not able to see.
Preeti Mataji, you can see it then.
Yes, Prabhu.
I'm seeing Kiti Mataji actually whenever she is speaking, but I can't see the slides.
Okay, it is seeing the slides. I don't know why. You click on that below the slides. You see, instead of me, you will always see the slides, Rekha Mataji. I'm not. My camera is off now. Instead of me, the slide is there. You just click on me. Click on me, you will see the slide. Okay. Yeah, Preeti Mataji, you can read.
Prabhu, I can still see slide 8. It has, oh yes. Srila Sukdev Goswami was a liberated soul, and thus he remained always alert, not to be trapped by the illusory energy. In the Bhagavad Gita, this alertness is very lucidly explained. The liberated soul and the conditioned souls have different engagements. The liberated soul is always engaged in the progressive path of spiritual attainment, which is something like a dream for the conditioned soul. The conditioned soul cannot imagine the actual engagements of the liberated soul. When the conditioned soul thus dreams about spiritual engagements, the liberated soul is awake. Similarly, the engagement of the conditioned soul appears to be a dream for the liberated soul. A conditioned soul and a liberated soul may apparently be on the same platform, but factually they're differently engaged, and their attention is always alert, either in sense enjoyment or in self-realization. The conditioned soul is absorbed in matter, whereas the liberated soul is completely indifferent to matter. This is very nice.
My God, can't imagine such a beautiful purport. Huh? This is a glorification, you see, and pure devotee can only glorify another pure devotee. Prabhupada says first thing they're very alert, very alert. And the Prabhupada says about us, he says we are boldly going to hell. How we are going? Boldly going to hell. Very crazy actually. We do not know a slight deviation from orders of Krishna can create havoc in our life. Signal. Slight deviation will create havoc, but we are not, we're not at all conscious, and we say chalta hai. Prabhupada said the alertness is so nice, but different engagements are there, because liberated soul is always alert how to advance, and conditioned soul is, just like we say that sloka of Gita, day and night, like that. Okay. Okay, now we go to text 5 and 8. No, that's the signal problem. For you, it's a signal problem. So many antennas. Okay, can you see Preeti, the Shukadev Goswami now, text 5?
Glories of Srila Sukdev Goswami, Canto 1, Chapter 4, Text 5 to 8.
No, you come, the next slide has come or not? It will take time, Mataji, it takes time to come. Has it come?
Not yet, Prabhu.
It has come now, 5th, text 5.
No, Prabhu, not on my screen.
Come?
No, Prabhu. No.
Oh, I'm relaying that only now.
Yes,
Text
Prabhu.
5. Can you see?
No, Prabhu. It's frozen to slide 10 on my screen.
What is happening in your work? It has come? Hey, maybe too much signal we are putting. You come out, you can also sit here. You will reduce the load. Hana, maybe? You come out?
Yes, Prabhu.
Abba, it has come now. Now it's okay. Later, if it's still getting stuck, we will. Okay, Ash. Yes, Preeti, start.
Text
Translation.
5. While Sri Vyasdev was following his son, beautiful young damsels who were bathing naked covered their bodies with cloth. Although Sri Vyasdev himself was not naked, but they had not done so when his son had passed. The sage inquired about this, and the young ladies replied that his son was purified, and when looking at them made no distinction between male and female, but the sage made such distinctions.
And now, this is, can you see the picture? The Vedavyasa is running behind Suta. Suta Goswami is a young boy, just born, even he was 14, 16-year old, just born, and he ran from the home. In fact, father knew this boy is not going to stay at home. He was highly self-realized. And in fact, the joke is given that his father, when he was in the womb, said, "Why did you come out? Your mother is suffering so much." So he told from inside, "My dear father, you look to me so attached. This world is full of Maya. I don't want to come out." And finally, Krishna came from Dwaraka and he assured Shukadeva Goswami in the womb of his mother that, "Don't worry, Maya will not touch you. Please don't. You can come now to this world." So, on the assurance of Krishna, Maya will not touch you. So, imagine how powerful he is. He has got so many blessings. He is a very exalted personality. Now, when he is running away, the ladies are able to make out he is a self-realized soul. He sees no distinction of woman and, just like Prabhupada gives an example, just like a small child, everybody can make out. He had no discrimination, male, female. The same way they can make out. So they didn't dress themselves, even though he was a young boy naked in front of them. When Vedavyasa came, who was the age of their grandfather, and they immediately dressed themselves. So he said, "What is this funny thing? Why my son you didn't dress up?" So they say to his, definitely the father is so happy because son is fully self-realized. He doesn't see difference between male and female. Okay, so the proper says, as long as this distinction is there, one should not try to become a sannyasi like Shukdev. It's very important. We don't imitate. We are always, it is good to be honest to the level of our realization. Prabhupada says, at least theoretically, we should be convinced that we are neither male or female. For Kali Yuga, he knows that there will be no sannyasi. He says, okay, at least please be theoretically convinced. But ideally, you should know that you are not on the platform of Shukadeva Goswami. There is sometimes we try to artificially raise ourselves up, or we try to put great saints like Shukadeva Goswami down. We should not do either of the two offenses. We should know our humble position. Our position is that theoretically also we are not convinced that his body and soul are different. That is our condition. The outward dress is made matter to attract the opposites and thus keep an entangled in material existence. She Vyasadeva, Prabhupada says, actually Vyasadeva was also transcendental, but there was one thing. Because he was a house builder, he did not pretend to be a liberated soul. Yes, you are on 6 and 7 now. How was he recognized by the citizens when he entered the city of Hastinapur after wandering in the previous province of Kuru and Jangala, appeared like a madman, dumb and retarded? How did it so happen that King Parikshit met this great sage, making it possible for this great transcendental essence of the Vedas to be assigned to him? Tell him to make it mute. Yes, Preeti. Can you see the next slide?
Not yet, Prabhu.
Which slide you are in?
The same, text number 5, slide 11.
I can see only like 6 and 7.
Okay, you come to the next one. How to recognize the sadhu, sage. The signal is taking so much time to travel today. You know what happened? You see all the people below, I had to put up in my own place. All students have come. So I think from one Wi-Fi, so many of us, the signal strength reduced. Yes. You come to recognize the sadhu, Rekha Mataji? Can you see how to recognize the sadhu?
I'm thinking 6. Okay.
How to recognize the sadhu? Okay. Okay, I continue. I think I don't wait. I'll describe this. A sage is not therefore recognized by sight but by hearing. One should approach a sadhu or a great sage not to see but to hear it. It's a very important point. uh, that we don't go by. There was a joke some devotee told me. Somebody has asked, why did you select this person as a guru? He said that because his daddy resembles the daddy of my goat. You know? So not a joke like that. Guru is not a fashion, and neither we take it by sight, it is by hearing. We accept the Prabhupada as Guru because we read his books and we see the instructions from God. Shukdev Goswami was a sadhu who could speak on the transcendental activities of the Lord. He did not satisfy the whims of ordinary citizens. Prabhupada, that is not the business of a great saint. He speaks on the glorification of the Lord. He is not going to do some humanitarian charitable work just to satisfy the public. That is not his interest. His interest is to glorify Krishna. He is not looking for mass. Okay? Many people do that. They dilute their message looking for mass. That is not our objective. Our objective remains only one: international society for Krishna consciousness, to give Krishna conscious truth. So Prabhupada says Shukdev Goswami recognized when he spoke on the Bhagavatam, but he was not known for some jugglery. You know, some people just to become famous do some jugglery. He was not doing that. Srimad Bhagavatam stated here in the essence of the Vedas. It is not an imaginary story as it is sometimes considered by unauthorized men. It is the essence of the Vedas. It is also called Shuka Samhita or the Vedic hymn spoken by Sri Shukdev Goswami, the great liberated sage. Shukdev Goswami accustomed to stay at the door of a householder only long enough for a cow to be milked, and he did this just to sanctify the residence. So that's what Shukdev Goswami used to do. He used to stand outside a householder's place for just half an hour, and householder is so happy, great saint has come. Everybody used to have a dozen cows. Prabhupada also gives an example, the ones they were Vrindavan Parikrama. And they went to, the whole party went to some lady's house. She had some around dozen cows. And they asked her, Mataji, can you give us some milk? So she, gave a bucket of milk to them. So all of them drank one glass. So then after that, they said, you have to pay something. Oh, just this much milk? No, please. It's okay, fine. Imagine if they had milk like, ocean, For only this, half a bucket milk, so you want money? No, it's okay. People are so opulent actually. Real opulence is the grains and the milk. So Shukdev Goswami, wherever he stayed, it was a great blessing. It was a great blessing. Okay. One is a renounced order of life proposition should not be allured by the glamour of the householder's worldly possession and should become subservient to the worldly men. It should not be. Then where is this honor left? One is a renounced order of life. This is more dangerous than drinking poison and committing suicide. It is said that Maharaj Parikshit is a first-class devotee to the Lord, and this birth and activities are all wonderful. Please tell us about it. So very eager to hear now the scene we discussed about Suda Goswami, then Shukdev Goswami, now it is Parikshit Maharaj. Now, can you see this picture on the left-hand side, Preeti? As the picture comes, 4 pictures at the bottom. I'm relaying to that picture. The signal is taking so much time to reach America and so much time to reach Delhi.
I think Rekha is seeing. Rekha, you're seeing, right?
No. I'm seeing text 9.
Yes,
Okay.
even I'm seeing text 9.
Now it has come. Mine
Yes.
still comes faster than yours.
Yeah. So you can see the small child. I think Preeti, I've not showed you this picture, no? This is the Parikshit Maharaj sitting in the home. Beautiful painting, simple painting, but carried all the message. And you see the umbilical cord is wrapped around him like the thread, and his hands are folded, so cute. And you're looking at Vishnu has appeared in the womb. What the small child must be thinking at this moment. True is a Mahabharata. Lord has come to protect me. And this is, that weapon is that Brahmastra, thrown by Ashwatthama to kill him. Lord is shaking his, gada to, counter the heat being produced by the Brahmas. In fact, Krishna personally protected Parikshit Maharaj, so he's such a great soul. Done. And this is the Parikshit Maharaj punishing Kali. Kali Purusha has come. He's punishing him with the sword because he has, see the cow, the Dharma just standing on one leg, that is Kali Yuga. where all the principles go away, mercy, cleanliness, austerity completely are absent in Kaluga. Little truthfulness is remaining, otherwise no transactions can happen. Therefore, there is one leg it is standing. He has beaten both the cow and the bull, and there with this Kali. This is Parikshit Maharaj putting snake on the neck of the Shamika Rishi, who is in meditation and hearing. So Prabhupada is saying the Parikshit Maharaj's whole life was so wonderful. He was protected and he did so many things. Death is also so wonderful because he's going to hear a great saint Shuka. Okay? And mostly, we do not get an opportunity like this, but he got an opportunity to know about his death. Previous notice he got. He will die in 7 days' time. So this is another picture. I'm showing you the picture where he is holding the sword. And has this picture come, Preeti? The next picture?
No, Prabhu, not yet. Slide number 19, I believe.
Already relaying to you the picture.
Yes, Prabhu.
You will see.
I can see now.
Yeah, you can see he's having nicely made. Where the Kali Purusha is, a rich person who has beaten the cow. In India, the largest exporter of beef, be ready. Parikshit Maharaj will come with his sword now to cut the head of the leader. And this fellow, when he was about to cut it, he fell at his feet, surrendered. Correct. And Kali Purusha means on the left side said of four sinful activity. You see the bull or legs are broken by this. And today, Kali Yuga, millions of cows are slaughtered in India. So unfortunate. And these are four black horses. Parikshit Maharaj chariot. The horses are black, and his flag was Narsimha. Arjuna's horses were white, and the flag was Hanuman, Papa, Kapi Dhwaja.
Hanuman, yes.
He was a great emperor and possessed all the opulence of the acquired kingdom. He was so exalted that he was increasing the prestige of the Padu dynasty. Why did he give up everything to sit down on the banks of the Ganges fast until death? Right? He was the emperor. Now they're questioning, why did he have to give up everything? There was no need. He was so rich, so powerful, so opulent. But he gave up everything just to sit down on the banks of the Ganges and fast till death. Everything is visible. I'll just take my controls. Yes. Some echo I heard. I'm just trying to read. Why should he give up all these favorable circumstances, sit down on the banks of the Ganges, fasting till death? Text 11. He was such a great emperor that all his enemies will come and bow down at his feet and surrender all their wealth for their own benefit. He was full of youth and strength, and he possessed kingly opulences that are difficult to give up. Why did he want to give up everything, including his life? Prabhupada says so literally everything was satisfactory from him. Unrivaled kingdom he got from his grandfathers. There's no, why did he give up? And particularly they are saying his life is meant for others. Whole kingdom was loving him. Only the rulers, nobody likes him. A whole kingdom was loving him. What was the need for him to give up? There are those who are devoted to the cause of the personality of God and live only for the welfare, development, happiness of others. They do not live for any selfish interest. So even though the emperor was free from all attachment to worldly possession, how could he give up his mortal body which was a shelter for others? But since he was king of all around welfare of a citizen, he was always busy in the welfare work of the public, not only for his life but for the next. So Prabhupada says he was a great king. And the question was how he could give up his, kingly post, because that was for the others, even if it is not for himself. Life is dedicated for others. Prabhupada says he was not selfishly interested, either for himself or extended selfishness. He was only interested to please the Supreme Lord. And his welfare work didn't limit to material. He was working for the welfare of life after life. Text 13 to 18. That now coming to scene is changing to the Vyasadeva. We know that you are an expert in the meaning of all the subjects except some portions of Vedas, and that you can clearly explain answers to all the questions we just put you. So this they talk about the sage, Suta Goswami, except some portion, because they are more about the glorification of the Lord, not about every aspect. So therefore, the Vedas and the Puranas is like with the Brahmanas and the Parivekacharyas. The Brahmanas are meant to administer some fruit is sacrifice as mentioned in the Vedas, all karma kanda. But Parivekacharya are learned, they are meant to disseminate transcendent knowledge to one and all. Sometimes people say, I have a death ceremony, Swamiji, you know how to do that. We don't know. So they think we are incomplete. No, we are not complete, incomplete. We are Parivekacharya. We are servants of a great Parivekacharya, Srila Prabhupada. We are not supposed to know everything. Okay? So here, even they tell about Suta Goswami. You don't know this karma kanda. That's okay. That's not important. There is no difference also between the Vedic mantra but explained in the Purana and Itihasa. Srimad Bhagavatam, on the contrary, is a ripened fruit from all the Vedas. Realization is more important than parrot-like chanting. Generally, the Brahmanas who come at home and do puja pata, they chant like a parrot. But a devotee has realized the lotus feet of Krishna. It is much more important than all that. Suta Goswami said, when the second millennium overlapped the third, the great sage Vyasa was born in the Parashara in the womb of Satyavati. As the sun arose, he took his morning oblation of water and service, sat down alone to concentrate. The great sage Vyasa saw anomalies in the duties of the millennium. This happened on the earth in different ages due to the unseen forces in the course. Now the Veda Vyasa now seen his setting. He saw anomalies coming in Kali Yuga. Okay? We just go now next. He says he could also see that the faithless people in general, the great sage, that's text 17 and 18, who was fully equipped with knowledge, could see through his transcendental vision the deterioration of everything material due to the influence of the age. He could also see that the faithless people in general would be reduced in duration of life and impatient due to lack of goodness. That is us. Thus he contemplated for the welfare of men in all statuses and orders of life. Yes, Preeti, have you come to this slide? Transcendentalism is the greatest philanthropist.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you read the underlined portion?
The great sage Vyasadeva could see this by his transcendental vision. As an astrologer can see the future fate of a man, or an astronomer can foretell the solar and lunar eclipses, those liberated souls who can see through the scriptures can foretell the future of all mankind. They can see this due to their sharp vision of spiritual attainment. And all such transcendentalists who are naturally devotees of the Lord are always eager to render welfare service to the people in general. They are the real friends of the people in general, not the so-called public leaders who are unable to see what is going to happen 5 minutes ahead.
Slap on this so-called leader. So these people, like the great saints, they could foresee everything, and they are seeing through the scripture. Not only that, they are seeing through the scripture because of their advanced spiritual vision. They can see everything past in their future. And Krishna empowers actually these devotees. They are going to act for the welfare of the world for future. He empowers them. Krishna sees, he can give to his devotees anything they want for his service. So they can also see. Krishna is Trikalagna, the great saints also become Trikalagna. Otherwise, we wonder, no, Veda Vyasa is telling who's going to the next Manu. Who's going to the next Manu? My God, each Manu life is more than 300 million years. He's telling who's the next Manu, who's going to the next Manu. It's phenomenal how they can tell all these things. We are Trikalagna, by the now here's Veda Vyasa, some picture we got. He saw that the sacrifices mentioned in the Veda, the means by which the people occupation could be purified, and to simplify the process, divided one Veda into 4 and expand them among men. So in the beginning, Prabhupada said there were only one Veda, which is called Yajur Veda, and later it was divided, Rig, Yajur, Sam, and Atha, and it was collected, others, and the Puranas, Mahabharata also came into being. Okay, this is very important. Shloka text 20. It says, Itihasa Puranam cha Panchamo Veda Uchyate. The 4 divisions of the original Vedas was made separate. Originally it was 1, so different sacrifices segregated into 4. But the historical facts and authentic stories mentioned in the Puranas are called the 5th Veda. It's a very, very important verse because you can meet so many people. I think practically everybody, they think that Vedas are more important than the Puranas. But the fact is not true. The Panchama Veda, this is 5th Veda, and Prabhupada says that Kali Yuga, Puranas are more important than the Vedas. You know, even we are seen in class. Isn't it so, Preeti? We are giving a class, suppose, you say once upon a time, even the people sleeping in the audience, they get up, you know. People like to be
Yes,
told in
Prabhu.
Kaluga with the help of, some examples. You say once upon a time, the fellow is sleeping, gets up. I've seen, I was gone to some school some time ago. So we're telling some stories and all and trying to explain the philosophy with some slides and all. Then I try to tell them the philosophy. As I opened a topic on the philosophy, all started yawning. The Kaliuga souls have no capacity to hear philosophy. Actually, they're very weak mentally. Okay? But a historical narration, that is the Purana, which are more important to Kaliuga, and no way they are less. Rather, Purniyati iti Purana. It completes the meaning of the Vedas. Okay, we should never say Purana as legend. Legend, it's a great offense to say for the pastimes of the Lord. It's not legend. It's not mythology. It's a fact. You see on all the media, they use two words: legend or mythology. Both are wrong. Okay, it's a fact. Proper, there are historical facts and authentic stories mentioned in the Purana are called the fifth Veda. After the Veda, they divided into four divisions. Pala Rishi became the professor. Prabhupada used the modern day word, professor of the Rig Veda. Jaimini, the professor of the Sam Veda. And Vaishapayana alone became glorified by the Yajur Veda. So Samanta Manu Angira, who was very devotedly engaged, were interested with the Atharva Veda, and when Father Romaharshana were interested in the Purana, the historical record. All the learned scholars in their turn rendered the interested Vedas to many disciples, grand disciple, great grand disciple, and the respective branches of followers of the Veda came into being. The original source of knowledge is the Veda. There is no branch of knowledge, either mundane or transcendental, which do not belong to the original text of the Vedas. No one, therefore, can claim independent knowledge, Prabhupada says, beyond the Vedas. This is a very profound statement to make. Veda means knowledge. Prabhupada says the original source of knowledge is the Vedas. He said there is no branch of knowledge which has not come from the Vedas. So we should not claim any knowledge independent of the Vedas. The very important point now, Veda made for less intelligent. 24th, that the great sage Vyasa was very kind to the ignorant master, edited the Vedas so they might be assimilated by the less intelligent men. And Prabhupada says, the seed of all knowledge, Veda, is not a subject matter which can easily be understood by an ordinary man. There is stricture that one should try to learn the Vedas. No one should try to learn the Veda who is not a qualified Brahmana. Preeti, can you read this slide? Who divided the Veda?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, you can read. I'll get some rest.
Prabhu, from number 3.
Yeah.
The Vedas are subjects which had to be explained, even to Brahmaji, by the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the subject matter is understood by persons with exceptional qualities of goodness. The ultimate goal of Vedic knowledge is Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. This personality is very rarely understood by those who are in the mode of passion and ignorance. The kind-hearted, powerful sage Srila Vyasadeva divided the Vedas in various ways so that they may be practically followed by less intelligent person in the modes of passion and ignorance.
So basically, he made it very simple. He made the whole subject little simple so easily everybody can understand. Otherwise, Prabhupada is a very nice line. He said, Vedas are not a joke. Even Brahma had to be explained. Brahma is such a powerful personality, but Krishna has to explain him, teach him the Vedic knowledge. Out of compassion, the great sage thought it was that this would enable men to achieve the ultimate goal of life, that they compiled the great historical narration called the Mahabharata for women, laborers and friends of the twice born. Yes, Mataji. Rekha, you can see that importance of samskaras. Rekha Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, you can read.
Yes, Prabhu. Friends of the twice-born families are those who are born in the families of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, or the spiritually cultured families, but who themselves not equal to their forefathers. Twice born, one birth is calculated during the seed-giving samskara, and the second birth is calculated at the time of spiritual initiation. The seed-giving reformatory process is called as the dharana samskara. If the father and the mother the process of spiritual family and simply beget children out of passion only, their children are called as Dvijabandhus. these Visa themselves are certainly not as elegant as the children of regular twice-born families. The Dvija Bandhus are classified with the Shudras, with the mental class, who are by less intelligent. The Shudra and the middle class do not have to undergo any samskara except the ceremony of marriage.
Okay. So Prabhupada, in fact, there was a time that Prabhupada gave, this is all in the material sense, not in the spiritual sense. When you come to the spiritual platform, then there is no difference between man and woman. Therefore, Prabhupada, when he was, first time he gave the Brahmin initiation, all these ladies were sitting and they were, they were red faced because they saw Harinam Diksha, they all have also got. And now Brahmin Diksha, Prabhupada gave only to men. So Prabhupada said, no, I'll change this. And Prabhupada gave Brahmin Diksha to the ladies also. You know that? That's Acharya
Yes,
can do that. Yeah. You remember that you can hear Govinda Dasi narration. Prabhupada gave to all this. So Prabhupada accepts sannyasa because then when a sannyasa comes, we have to understand the body of a woman. It's different. She can't travel through the forest or city. She can't. For the men, yes, Prabhupada gave to the men sannyas. For the women, he did not give sannyas. But apart from that, he gave equal opportunity. He gave them to worship deities. He handed over the deity. You would have never seen in India in any temple ladies being taken over the temple. Correct? Have you seen? You'd always seen
no.
a men doing puja.
No problem.
Yeah, but in America you see that all the ladies have taken over all the altars. Isn't it too, Preeti?
Yes, Prabhu. Definitely yes.
But that is Acharya. He can, he has a leverage. He has a process which could do that. He had such a powerful process that they could transcend the bodily platform, and then it was fine. The purpose of the Mahabharata is to administer the purpose of the Veda, and therefore within the Mahabharata, the summary of the Veda, Bhagavad Gita, is placed. Okay? Bhagavad Gita summary of the whole Veda. The wise one, Brahmana, still his mind was not satisfied, therefore he engaged himself working for the total welfare of all people. So although he had engaged himself in working for the welfare, still he was not feeling complete in himself. So the sage, being dissatisfied at heart, at once began to reply because he knew the essence of the religion and himself within himself. Take a dissatisfaction of the Vyaseva and its cause. The last portion, 28 and 29. I have under strict disciplinary rules unpretentiously worshipped the Veda, the spiritual master, the order of sacrifice. I've also abided by the ruling and I have shown the import of the disciplinary succession through the explanation of the Mahabharata, by which even women, Shudra and the others can see the path of liberation. Prabhupada says here, no one can understand the importance of Vedas without having undergone a strict disciplinary rule and disciplinary succession. Because somebody is making sound, I have to make somebody silent. Oh, no. Don't worry. Now it's okay. The Vedas spiritual master, okay, so without having, we should undergo strict disciplinary rules, disciplinary succession follow. In this age, Mahabharata is more important than the original Vedas. Prabhupada made the statement. Okay? The Mahabharata and even the Puranas, they're more important now. I'm feeling incomplete, though I'm myself fully equipped with everything required by the Veda. He's saying, what is wrong with me? What's wrong? Why I'm feeling so much suffocation in my heart? Prabhupada comments on this later. He said, Vedavyasa is in trouble. He says everybody is in trouble in this world because at this moment, without glorification of Krishna, even a great person like Vedavyasa is in trouble. Okay, so what about us? We try to make our life complete in so many ways. Yeah, you would like to say something, Preeti?
Prabhu, Ved Vyas is asking this question to who? That I'm troubled.
No, he's
not
reflecting
feeling satisfied.
now. He's talking to himself. He's reflecting now. Okay, introspecting. This may be, you see that this statement clarified. This may be because I did not specifically point out the devotion service of the Lord, which is dear both to the perfect beings and to the infallible Lord. He knows about it. He's the incarnation of God himself. Okay? But still, by Krishna's will, he will take shelter of his devotee. Okay? The dissatisfaction which is felt by Vedavyasa is expressed in his own words. So he is himself, Vedavyasa himself has self-diagnosis he has done. Maybe I didn't glorify Krishna till now properly. And Prabhupada said this was felt for the normal condition of the living in the devotional service of the Lord. Okay? All of us have this. He was feeling missing something. Prabhupada continues, unless one is fixed in the normal condition of service, neither the Lord nor the living being can be fully satisfied. Even the Lord is not satisfied by your service if you don't do it in proper, we are not able to satisfy the Lord unless we come as a devotee. This defect was felt by him, and Narada Muni's spiritual master reached him and described as follows. As mentioned before, Narada reached the cottage of Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa on the bank of the Saraswati, just as Vyasa was regretting his defects. Yes, Preeti, can you read? There.
Yes, Prabhu. Although Vyasdev was an empowered divinity, he still felt dissatisfaction because in none of his works were the transcendental activities of the Lord properly explained. The inspiration was infused by Sri Krishna directly in the heart of Vyasdev, and thus he felt the vacuum as explained above. It is definitely expressed herewith that without the transcendental loving service of the Lord, everything is void. But in the transcendental service of the Lord, everything is tangible, without any separate attempt at fruitive work or empiric philosophical speculation.
So there is a famous shloka, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. You know the shloka, Preeti?
Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. I don't remember right now, Prabhu.
Jati Shasana Tapaskriya Apranasi Dehasya Mandalam Lokaranjanam. It's a very famous shloka. It says without Bhagavad Bhakti, you just noted down this shloka is very important. It says without Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. This word, okay. So whatever you have, great parentage, jati, you have great knowledge and great activities, but without Bhagavad Bhakti, everything is like a dead body. So our life is also like a dead body, a void, without glorification of Krishna. At the auspicious arrival of Shri Narada, Shri Vyasdeva god of respectfully worshipped him, giving him veneration equal to the given to Brahmaji, the creator. So Naraji is transcendental sage. He can go to spiritual world, material world. With own sweetful he has come. We discussed, Preeti, remember? Narada visited.
Yes, Prabhu.
He visited when ISKCON was getting launched. Prabhupada is saying that he is a professor of the Vedas. Narada is also a professor. He learned from Sri Krishna. Okay, he's a Brahma. Brahma is a Vedi. He is a professor of the Vedas. Prabhupada says, sometimes Brahma Samhita is his PhD thesis. I don't know who said that. He learned it from Sri Krishna, and who taught Narada first? Okay, Brahma taught Narada first after learning from Krishna. He's the first student. Vidhi means the regulations, and he is given as much respect. He has given to, so Narada, he is being given as much respect as Brahma, the father of all the Vidhis, regulations. Prabhupada says, similarly, all the successive disciples of the chain are also equally respected, representative of the original spiritual master. That is called Paramahamsa Parampara. In fact, we will discuss that later. In the Parampara, that is 32 Parampara that you see, so many regular people are not mentioned. What is mentioned is only the Paramahamsa Acharyas which came. That we will have a special hangout for that, Guru issue. But the whole point here is that Brahma, Narada, these are all great transcendentalists, pure devotees of the Lord. So they are being given respect. Narada is being, they are given respect equal to Vedavyasa or equal to Brahma. Thus, in the Bhakta and the purport of the first canto, 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Appearance of Sri Narada. Yes, any questions, Preeti?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, Vyasdev, when he was introspecting after he compiled all the Vedas and Puranas, he felt dissatisfaction. So, Prabhu, when everybody reads that, like I would imagine, maybe I'm wrong, but I would like to be corrected. But so anybody who's going to read that should feel the same dissatisfaction because the compiler himself was dissatisfied.
That is the purport. Prabhupada says, when the author himself is suffocated, you can know that it's so natural. When you go to give a class and you feel some happiness in your heart, the audience would have felt happy, probably. But you yourself are unhappy, that means nothing you would have given anyway. Your heart was empty. You got it?
Yes, Prabhu. But why?
Wasn't that nice? So now imagine Vedavyasa, after writing the literature, is in acute pain and distress, suffocated. So definitely readers will feel the same thing. Yeah.
But why then some people that I have seen, especially in this country, they are stuck with Vedas. Like they don't go beyond. I don't understand that. Are they not like? Is it the issue with the honesty that you self honesty? You don't have to be honest with me. Like why are they not um, outwardly expressing that dissatisfaction? Why they are stuck? What happens?
It's a very difficult to wake up a man pretending to sleep. Jada Vidya Maya Randakara, that's another. They are so proud of whatever little, shlokas they have learned. Some people is go, they chant so many mantras. And when we go, it is so much, see, if they're open, we can give them mercy. They're not open. What we can do? So many Brahmanas in India are so stuck to their rituals. And they consider ISKCON people as not, we went to one temple. And they were kind to give us, free prasadam, free hall, everything. But when you notice when you're taking prasadam, we were in one hall, all the Brahmanas were in another hall. They were having special prasadam. They didn't give it to us. And even though we had a heavy kirtan, they still considered we as inferior people. So when they are so much proud of their, what they may know special, they may be know washing hand for Achman, they may do a little better than us, correct? Just like Suta Goswami, they say, we know you're not expert in all the portions of Vedas. Karma Kanda, there's rituals, they may be a little expert more than us, Karma Kanda and rituals, they consider themselves so great. But they're not able to open their eyes. We brought so many people for the program. None of them is born in a Brahmin family, and they are enjoying the taste of the holy name. They're not open. They're not able to eyes open to see. When you want to see the glories, you should have your eyes should be open to see. Your eyes are already closed. You're only looking at yourself and proud of little, birth you have. They're so proud of their birth. They're so proud of their, little, some theoretical details of the Vedas, what they know. I think they are dried up. Therefore, Americans are better to take to Krishna consciousness than the Indians in America. What do you feel? Prabhupada felt so.
Which is yes, people who are already in the temple and they are American, they have very clear knowledge, very clear, and they don't have any other knowledge. It's so nice. I met so many of them last weekend. But when I go out to preach,
how was the festival? Festival was nice.
It was very nice. It was like power-packed dose of Krishna consciousness. It was a PhD actually. They were Rompa Chai Maharaj. He was actually in pastimes from Chaitanya Charitamrita. The topic for 3 days was role of bhakti in unfolding. Role of faith in unfolding of bhakti.
Yeah, and he gave a scholarly nice presentation.
So many people gave. He was a guest speaker, but there were many other speakers throughout the day for 3 complete days.
So nice, so nice, so nice.
And 2-3 of them were Americans, and they gave very nice. One Mataji, her name is Dana Keli Mataji. Very nice. She said 4 tires of faith, like TIERF. Very nice understanding. But I have also seen people, not Americans, Americans also. Prabhupada's god brother, one god brother of Prabhupada who sent Prabhupada Mridanga and the Radha Krishna deities.
Yeah.
His disciples. I have met his disciples. They are stuck with Vedas. I don't know why, and they are Americans. So I was questioning when I met them.
What we can do. Anyway, chalo. So today we did a seva. Shruti Phala is there always. We heard the 4th chapter of Bhagavatam. And Rekha Mataji, do you have anything to ask?
No, Prabhuji, nothing.
Okay. Hello. Thanks, Preeti, for joining us today.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Rekha Mataji, ask your friend Neha to test your connection with me. Through the week sometime. She can also.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hi Krishna, Prabhu.
Hi, Krishna.
Hi Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hi Krishna, Rekha.
Hare Krishna.